What if I told you that the happiest day of your life, the day you brought your second baby home, was also one of the most traumatic days in your firstborn's life? Not dramatic trauma, not the kind you can see, but a quiet, invisible trauma happening deep inside your child's brain, rewiring how they feel about themselves, about you, and about their place in this world. And the scary part? Most parents have absolutely no idea it's happening. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to give you the truth, backed by neuroscience and child psychology, so you can protect your firstborn before the damage quietly sets in. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn will completely change how you parent both of your children. My name is Sarah, and for the past 20 years, I've been studying child development, attachment theory, and the neuroscience of early childhood. I've worked with hundreds of families navigating exactly this moment, the arrival of a second child. And the pattern I keep seeing breaks my heart every single time. The firstborn child, who was once confident, joyful, and secure, starts to change. They regress. They cling. They act out. They withdraw. And parents, exhausted and overwhelmed with a newborn, often chalk it up to just a phase. But here's what the research tells us, and this is the core idea of today's video. It is not just a phase. It is a neurological response to perceived abandonment. And if we don't understand it, we can't fix it. Let's break it down. What is actually happening inside your firstborn's brain the moment that new baby comes home? The science. What's happening inside the brain? Here's the neuroscience, and I promise to keep it simple. Your firstborn's brain, up until that point, has been wired around one central truth. I am the center of my parents' universe. Every smile, every meal, every bedtime story, all of it has been building a neural pathway of safety and attachment. Then, suddenly, overnight, that changes. Dr. Adele Faber and Dr. Elaine Maslish, authors of the landmark book Siblings Without Rivalry, describe this moment using a powerful metaphor. Imagine your spouse comes home one day and says, "Honey, I love you so much that I've decided to bring home a second spouse." Isn't that exciting? That's how your firstborn feels. Now, neuroscientifically, what's happening? The amygdala, the brain's alarm system, fires up. It reads the situation as a threat. Not a physical threat, but a social and emotional one. Psychologists call this the Dethronement Effect, a term coined by Alfred Adler, one of the founding fathers of modern psychology. The child's brain begins producing elevated cortisol, the stress hormone. And here's the critical part. When cortisol floods a young child's brain repeatedly, it can literally disrupt the development of the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for emotional regulation, empathy, and decision-making. This is why your firstborn isn't just being difficult. Their brain is in survival mode. Real story. Meet Aisha and her son Adam. Let me tell you about Aisha, a mother I spoke with last year. When her second daughter was born, her 4-year-old son Adam was, by every measure, a sweet, easygoing child. He loved books. He slept through the night. He was kind to other kids at preschool. 2 weeks after the baby came home, Adam started wetting the bed again, something he hadn't done in over a year. He started throwing tantrums over things that never used to bother him. He began telling his mother, "You don't love me anymore." And then, most heartbreakingly, he stopped wanting to go to school, a place he used to beg to go every morning. Aisha was devastated. She told me, "I felt like I had broken my son just by having another child." But here's the thing. She hadn't broken him. His brain was crying out for reassurance. And once she understood why, she could actually help him. We'll get to exactly what she did, and what you can do, in just a moment. But first, let me show you the 3 key signs that your firstborn's brain is struggling. These 3 signs are things most parents completely misread. Don't skip this part. The 3 signs. What to watch for. Sign number 1. Regression. Your child starts doing things they had already grown out of. Thumb sucking, bedwetting, baby talk, wanting a bottle. This is not manipulation. This is the brain's way of saying, if being a baby gets that much attention, maybe I should be a baby again. It is a subconscious, neurologically driven response. Sign number 2, aggression toward the baby, or toward you. Hitting, pushing, saying, I hate the baby. This is raw, unfiltered emotional pain. The child does not have the language or the prefrontal cortex development to say, I am experiencing grief and jealousy simultaneously. So they show you instead. Sign number 3, withdrawal and silence. This one is the most dangerous because it looks like good behavior. The child stops asking for things. They become unusually quiet. They stop coming to you with problems. This is not maturity. According to attachment researcher John Bowlby, this is the 3rd stage of separation distress. Despair. The child has started to give up. If you're seeing any of these signs, please keep watching. The solutions. What you can actually do. Here's the part that matters most, and what Aisha did that turned everything around for Adam. Step 1. Create a special time ritual. Non-negotiable, daily. Just 10 to 15 minutes every single day, with 0 interruptions, 0 phone, 0 baby. Just you and your firstborn doing whatever they choose. No agenda. No teaching moments. Just pure, undivided presence. Dr. Lawrence Cohen, author of Playful Parenting, says this level of focused attention can literally recalibrate a child's stress response system. 10 minutes of quality presence tells the brain, I am still safe. I have not been replaced. Step 2. Name the feeling before you fix the behavior. When Adam threw a tantrum, Aisha stopped saying stop it and started saying, you're really sad that mama was holding the baby, aren't you? I get it. That's so hard. That simple act of naming the emotion activates the prefrontal cortex and helps the child begin to self-regulate. Science calls this affect labeling. Parents call it a miracle. Step 3. Give them a role, not a responsibility. Instead of saying, you're the big kid now, act like it, which is the worst thing you can say, by the way, because it punishes them for their age. Give them a special, loving role. You're the only one who can make the baby laugh like that. The baby watches you more than anyone. This reframes the sibling from rival to VIP. Step 4. Never compare. Ever. Why can't you be patient like the baby? Might seem harmless. It isn't. It wires in shame. And shame, neuroscientists confirm, is the emotion most corrosive to a child's developing sense of self. The deeper truth. This is about their identity. Here's something I want you to sit with for a moment. Your firstborn spent every day of their life being your everything. Their identity was built, in part, on being your child, singularly, completely, wholly. Then one day, without warning, that identity shifted. Psychologists call this an identity rupture. And just like adults struggle profoundly when their identity is challenged, a job loss, a divorce, an illness, children struggle when their role in the family is suddenly redefined. They're not being dramatic. They're grieving. And grief, even in a 4-year-old, is real, neurological, and deserves to be honored. Ask yourself this, and I'd love for you to answer this in the comments below. Did anyone ever talk to you about how you felt when a sibling arrived? Were your feelings acknowledged? Because for most of us, the answer is no. And that shapes us more than we realize. Let's bring it all home. When your second baby arrives, your firstborn's brain experiences a genuine neurological disruption. The amygdala fires, cortisol rises, and without the right response from you, the prefrontal cortex development can be negatively impacted. This shows up as regression, aggression, or withdrawal. But here's the beautiful truth. The same brain that gets disrupted can be healed by you. 10 minutes of daily special time. Naming feelings before fixing behavior. Giving them a meaningful role. Never comparing. These are not just parenting tips. These are neurological interventions. Small, daily acts that rebuild the neural pathways of safety and love. Aisha told me that 6 weeks after she started these steps, Adam walked up to his baby sister, kissed her on the forehead, and said, "I'm going to protect you forever." That is what's possible. That is what your firstborn is capable of, when they feel safe enough to love instead of fight. If this video opened your eyes, I want you to do 3 things right now. First, drop a comment below. Tell me, how did your firstborn react when your second child came home? Or if you're the firstborn yourself, how did you feel? Every single comment gets read. I want to hear your story. Second, if you found this helpful, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this video reach other parents who need to hear this. Parents who might be watching their firstborn struggle and have no idea why. Third, subscribe and turn on notifications, because next week we're going to talk about something equally powerful: the long-term personality effects of birth order, and why your firstborn may struggle with perfectionism for the rest of their life. You will not want to miss it. Thank you so much for being here. You are clearly a parent who deeply cares, and your children are so lucky to have you. I'll see you in the next one.